What's going on? I know it's been a minute. Another word for the sheep herd. Hope everyone has been blessed. I pray everyone has been blessed. And I'm going to get right to it because I had a serious dream. God gave me a serious dream this morning. And I felt the super duper state trooper urge to put this one out there. And there's more to come now. So I had a dream. God gave me a dream, and it's really a two-part. So I'll just do the latter part first. So I was with a couple of people that I know. I was with a family member, and I was with a friend. And we were in a place. It was like a office, like a co-working space. And then we went downstairs, like we were in a particular city, and we were leaving that particular place. So I had finished wrapping up work, and we were leaving. And there was an eerie feeling that came across me that some of the prophetic things that we've been hearing, and some that, messages that we've seen on the news, they line up. So there's a particular sister in Christ that she does messages on a regular. I'll just say the regular. I don't know if a daily, but I had watched her video like before I went to sleep. At some point, it was like days before, maybe the day before, and getting back to the dream, her prophetic message came up in my dream, and I felt it like in my spirit, and it was heavy. And what she said was, stock up. And if y'all follow my channel, about 4 years ago, God gave me a message that I dropped on my channel for everybody to stock up. So I heard her message, it downloaded in my spirit, but also through the dream. And so we're walking, and it's like other people were just walking. It was like a casual day, and it was daytime. And so we're walking down the street after leaving that co-working space or the office building that we were at. And we're walking down the street going north. And I started to slowly see lights turn off in apartments, right? So it was like one by one. Then it started to speed up a little bit. And so as we're walking down the street, I'm starting to see it happen more. And as we're walking, we start to walk a little bit faster because it felt like the time period between us walking down the street and those lights from several blocks down, they were speeding up and getting closer to us. Meaning, if it went ahead of us after, all of those lights in the building shutting off, it would have been dark where we was at. So we start to speed up, and I'm like, hey, let's roll. We gotta get up out of here. Let's spin. So we run to a corner store that was closing, but that store was ahead of us, and they were about to, close their door. And I said, hey, it was an Asian woman and her husband. It was an Asian-owned store, and I said, hey, I see that you guys are about to close, but would you mind? I just want to make a few purchases because I saw different things in there that she had that were necessities. And first she's like, yeah, we really need to, go. We got to close. And so ended up talking her into it. God just blessed us in a dream to be able to go in there. I had some stuff on my hand that I wanted to put down because I didn't want her to think I was trying to whatever, confuse any of the products that I want to get. So getting some of the products that I need, and then the light, like, built, now it's darker outside, and I'm talking about, like, how it's dark, but it's like blue. When we first came out the building, it was still like sky, like the sky was brighter. And as we just walked down the street, the sky started to get darker. So it the feeling that I got, and from what I saw, it really seemed like that family that owned that store, they knew that there was a coming blackout. And so I was able to get some things, but then she was like, okay, now you got to go because this is our supply. And so I'll give the interpretation, like, as the story goes on. So then we're running down the street. We have the different things that we purchased, and we had a friend, and in the dream, he was a Christian rapper. And so he was performing at like a school, and there was a light at the top of the school that was on, and it was bright. He was performing in there, and we, called him. I'm calling him like, come on, whatever his name was. Come on, we gotta go. We have to hurry up and get to the house. And so I see him jump off the stage, and he runs, and in order to go through, like, I saw him like running through these windows, and he was able to come out through like an exit, and he linked up with me and, my family member and our other friend. And it was, I saw that even that building that he was in got dark, but there was a light still on that was at the top of it. So the way that I'm interpreting it is there's definitely a coming blackout. There was already one that happened in Chile. There were 90% of the people that were there were without power. That's something you can Google. And there was another place as well, I believe. I'm not sure if it was in Brazil, but it's something that you can actually Google. Stock up. Stock up, be prepared, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, because there's definitely something coming. And the way that I felt it in my spirit, it was going to happen like suddenly in the middle of a week. It felt like it was the way in the dream it happened, it felt like it was going to happen this week or next week, in the middle of the week. And however, the light at the top of that building, or that school where my friend in the dream was performing at, that represents the light of Christ. So following God and following his light, and like really staying in prayer, staying in fasting, staying in your word, that's what's going to keep you protected and knowing what to do during that blackout. The other thing is there are going to be people, like, so getting back to that store, that family that was at the store, there's going to be people where if you are prepared, they're going to want some of your supply. And it's going to be very important and crucial for you to take care of what your supply is, and know that there are going to be people that want to pull from your supply because they weren't prepared. However, that's not your problem. Like, they should have been prepared. So that's really on them. But there's definitely some kind of blackout that's coming. That's going to happen in the United States. We got to be prepared. Get your batteries, flashlights, candles, non-perishable goods. They even have these buckets where you can get foods that, they come in a packet. You add like water to them, and, you can just kind of stock up on those. They're essentially they're emergency food buckets. But the way that dream felt, it, sometimes you go to sleep, you have a dream, while you're sleeping, and then you wake up and you can't really remember the dream. That's not what happened in this one. Like, it was very clear. It was very clear. And I just, like I said, I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I felt the level of urge that I felt to make this video, it's been beyond what I've ever felt before. Something God has definitely showed me a number of different things that I'm going to be sharing over my next several or dozens of videos. But get prepared. Get prepared. Stay prepared. Amazon has a lot of what you call stay ready so you don't have to get ready products, from tents to face masks to large food supplies, large water supplies, solar powered chargers with radios, all of those things and more. Stay blessed.